Welcome back to the Mr. Verzace Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Verzace himself, Rick Reno, and joining me today is the WBC Super Featherweight World Champion, Shakur Foster, and he returns to the ring on May 30th at the Fertitta Center in Houston, Texas, when he defends his title against former world champion Ray Ford, live and exclusive on DAZN. Now, Shakur, you grew up in Orange, Texas. Talk to me about your upbringing and what brought you to the sport of boxing.
I had I say a decent upbringing from what I saw. To other people, it probably wouldn't have been normal, but you know, I grew up in a rough environment. All I seen was kind of like, you know, fighting and stuff growing up. So when boxing approached itself, like when it came to me, as far as some of my friends already being in the gym, I was just like begging to go. And they finally, my people ended up letting me go, and you know, I took off.
Now, was it more like you liked it, but your family, they supportive because it kept you out of trouble? Like some of your friends may have been getting in all sorts of stuff.
I think in the beginning, they was just trying to get me to do something, to not start falling into different patterns of getting in trouble. So I don't think they knew where it was going to take me, but I stayed with it. I was consistently going every day, so they kind of knew I was interested in it.
Now, was there a certain point for you personally where you realized, I'm really good at this, maybe I could make a living out of this?
I say my first fight, not so much as making a living. I wasn't thinking about money at that time, but I was thinking about, you know, how good I was. I was like, all of us fought that day and I was the only one that won. Just stuff like that just like gave me like inspiration. Yeah.
No, you talk about like when you were in the amateurs.
Yeah, when I was in the amateurs, like my first amateur fight, the whole team went, my whole boxing team went, and I was the only one that won that day. And it was my first fight, so I was just like, you know, stuff like that just, you know, it stayed with me.
Now, I had heard about you personally when you were in the amateurs. As you came along, you're like one of the names that someone would mention to me. Do you think you were overlooked a little bit when you were in the amateurs and maybe some other names were more touted above you, and did it shape you at all in how you look at things in the pros?
For sure, I think I was overlooked. I think it's just more like being smart from a smaller area, smaller town, not having really that pro, them big names that came from the area. And also, I'll say like when I got to the men's, like when I went to the Olympic trials and I was the alternate, I was like the youngest in there, so it was like 17 through 34. And I qualified when I was 16, going into 17. So I was only in the men's for 1 year. And then I turned pro after the trial. So I feel like that's why a lot of people didn't know me as well, because I was so young.
And when you turned pro, I mean, you were a guy who wasn't protected. You were brought along, you know, against tough opposition.
Yeah.
Was it like that confidence that you and your team had that, you know, we don't need to protect this guy, we could put him into deep waters right away?
Well, at that time, I didn't have no team for real. I was just kind of doing things anyway.
Whoever signs a contract, I'll fight him. Sign
a contract, or, you know, any kind of fight that was coming along. I was just doing whatever. I didn't have no guidance in the beginning of the sport. So that's kind of what it was.
So, and you're also a guy, a lot of fans label you as a pure boxer, but you have a lot of other talents in the ring that I think you feel people overlook.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I could do everything in there. I always been a strong fighter. Like, I think that's the biggest thing they overlook is how strong I really am. And like, since I was a young kid, man, my amateur coach still got footage. I've been dropping kids, been hurting people since young, but I've been taught over the years, even coming out here when I was a freshman in high school, I went to Canyon Springs out here in Vegas, trained with Roger Mayweather for a year. Just getting all that experience was taught to be smart, you know what I mean? So I definitely think a lot of certain parts of my game is overlooked.
So they find out the hard way once they get in there.
Every time. Every time.
Now, you're facing Ray Ford next, former champion. When did Ray first come on your radar? When did you first hear about Ray?
I heard about him a while back when he was fighting the Richard Medina and the Edward Vasquez guys, because they was down from the area and they wanted a little sparring for him. I never knew him personally or anything about him, but then after his first title shot, where he had the 12-round hero win, he spoke on my name, and it was just like, all right, I see you, I'm paying attention to you now. And then I seen him and his little buddies coming up, and they like trying to put together a game plan to beat me. So now it's up, you know what I mean? Let's take it there.
So it wasn't like someone you heard like in the amateurs or anything like that. It was more like once you got into the pros.
Nah, and he was too young. I feel like them guys, him, Shakur, none of them guys was around when I was in the amateurs.
But like some people believe he's sort of, at this new weight being fast tracked into a fight with you. Do you believe that he's not ready for this fight, that they're just throwing him to the wolves?
Hey, it ain't gonna matter if he ready now. He didn't sign the contract. we here now. He feel like he ready, but I don't feel like he ready. I'ma show him, you know what I mean? But we here now.
No, he had that tough loss to Nick Ball. Nick brought a really high pressure fight, high pace into there. What did you take away? I don't know if you saw the fight, but if you did see it, what did you take away from the fight?
I took away a few things, but I definitely took away, he don't like pressure, which he said, one of the things he say I don't like. So I guess we both at it, we're gonna have to see how we both approach each other. But I see that he don't like pressure and certain things. I definitely paid attention to the Nick Ball fight and the fight where he got the 12-round.
The fight of the year?
Yeah. I pay attention to both of them. Yeah.
He's like a really young, brash, confident guy.
Yeah.
Do you think guys like that are the type that play more into your hands? Because you just had a kind of like a war of words with Fulton coming into your fight, and he almost had like a similar type of verbal approach to you.
Yeah. I mean, these guys be emotional, man. They sensitive. I don't know. I don't let nothing get to me. I go in the ring and I'm be cool and smooth every time. You know what I mean? So whatever we say outside of here, I'll be cool.
I know he has said that he thinks this is the fight that's gonna get him over. Put him into that next level. But I know you've heard guys say that before.
Yeah. I mean, this my fight, man. This just gonna take me to the next level. It's gonna get me to the Shakurs and the guys like that. That's where my aim is at. My first arena, I did the Madison Square Garden Theater.
Yeah. But
this is my first actual arena, so I'm just looking at it as this my time, and I need to go out there and seal the opportunity, and bigger things to be ahead.
Were you expecting this fight? Was Ray on your mind, this will be the first guy I fight in 26, or did it come a little bit out of left field?
No, it didn't come. I don't feel like it came out of left field, but he wasn't just our main target. We was just. Really, I didn't care. I told Brody, we just need to get back and stay active. I felt so good my last fight. I was like, man, I don't care who it is. It's going to be a problem for him.
Now, in some of your fights, to the viewing eye, it looks like you won decisively, the majority of the rounds. Doesn't always come that way on the scorecards. Do you think, based on some of your experiences with the scorecards and judges, this fight in particular, you have to win every round decisively?
I wouldn't say in this fight particularly. I say in every fight going forward. That's what I got from the first Conceição fight, and the second Conceição fight is, dominate from the start of the bell and to the end, to the end. So, all them low moments that I was having in fights, all that's dead. We fixed that and we focused the whole fight now.
There's sometimes when the fight ends and you hear something like a split decision or something like that you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
What's going on? I thought I won 10 out of 12 rounds.
Yeah, facts. We ain't doing that no more. Everything gonna be a wipeout now.
So is this fight, is this more of like a proving fight or a separating fight, you would say?
I would say both. Because a lot of people do rate his skills and what he doing over there with Shakur and them real highly. So I feel like that, and it'll push, like I said, I feel like it'll push me to another level. Like Shakur said, if I give him a chance, so I'm gonna beat this guy, and then so like I said, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Now, speaking of Shakur, you've said if Shakur comes back to 135, you'll take that fight with both hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he kind of set himself up with this fight. He said, this is man's. He said he ain't giving him an opportunity till he gets, till I give him an opportunity. Well, here go his opportunity. After I crush him, I don't want to, the fans, everybody, you're going to have to stand on your word. So.
What did you take away from Shakur's last fight with Teofimo?
I thought it was a great performance. I don't know what T.O. was doing for real, but I thought it was a great performance.
Did you see anything in there that T.O. did right, where you said, I think that might be an angle that works for me?
Not really. Not with what
everything went wrong.
Yeah, everything went everything went wrong. Yeah, I think everything went wrong. But like I said, I see the holes, that other people probably wouldn't see, and wouldn't be able to take advantage of.
For someone that's like a Shakur, I guess most people would say is a pure boxer. For a pure boxer like that, does it take another boxer to beat him, or do you think you'd have to be a lot more aggressive in that fight?
I just take a smarter fighter. It's see, with a guy like Shakur, it's all about who's smarter in the ring. It really don't come down to all the other stuff. So that's what it's about. He know I'm an intelligent guy in there. That's what it comes down to.
Now, you've been the underdog in some fights. Do you take that mentality with you, that underdog mentality, into every fight?
I take it into for sure. Every fight, I find all the bad stuff they say, and I let it fuel me, let it motivate me, So, even after the Fulton fight, I feel like a lot of people gave me my respect, and then it pushed me to another level, but him missing weight and certain things, he was out of shape for, no, he was this and that, the excuses came. So I just keep all that with me. All right, bet, I'm gonna show you again. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna keep proving,
Another name that's been sort of paired with yours here and there is Emanuel Navarrete.
Yeah.
You've heard people mention the fight. I know you've been up for that fight. Why do you think it hasn't happened? Do you think maybe his team views you as a bad style for him? Because he doesn't, based on what I've seen, you might see the same thing. You might be a bad style for him.
Yeah, for sure. Man, Navarrete just ain't want to fight me. We shook on it after his last fight with Nunes, and we was like, we'll make it happen later this year, but he got obligations with Suarez that he got to fulfill. But the fight ain't happen because of him. It ain't because of us. It ain't because of Top Rank. It ain't because of nobody. It's because of them. If you're a champion, you want to make it happen, just like you did with Nunes, you're going to go make it happen, So the style is bad for him. You know, he lost to Belichick, movers and people with angles that do stuff like that. It gives him problems, and that his team know that.
Because you probably figured in your mind with the same promotional team, it shouldn't be a big problem, but you just haven't gotten it over the line.
Should have been the easiest fight to make in the division. You know, it should have been the easiest fight, but it's been the hardest. So, you know, I figure he just, you know, he don't want to fight.
Not to look past Ray, because Ray's a formidable opponent. If you don't get Navarrete, because he's got obligations, and Shakur doesn't come back down, is there anyone you see out there that you're like, you know what, I'd like for that to be the next one for me, or that's somebody I want to try to get in 26? Because I'm sure you want to keep building in terms of that level of opposition. You don't want to fight a Ray Ford and then take a step backwards with some guy nobody really knows.
Yeah, if I can't get guys like that, you know, first off, I'm going to handle business May 30th, but I would love to go up and get the win of Lamont and Zepeda. They'll be fighting for the WBC title, so I can go right up and beat a mandatory and get that shot right off the rip. So that's another fight that I'm paying close attention to after I handle my business.
How do you size up that fight?
I don't know. It's interesting because Lamont not a volume puncher, which we know Zepeda is, but Lamont is not like your one punch knockout artist.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's gonna be I really don't know how he gonna turn out in that fight. You know, how he gonna keep Zepeda off of him at times and certain things. I think it's gonna be a great fight though. Turn out kind of like Isaac Cruz and him. Yeah.
Do you think he thinks he got jobbed in that fight? Do you think he got jobbed?
With Isaac Cruz?
Yeah.
Nah, I seen it a draw. If they didn't take a point away from Isaac, he would have lost, right? But I can tell you this: I didn't pay that close attention to it to where I was scoring every round.
Yeah,
you know. So,
but I mean, Zepeda, you'd have to say, probably did pretty well against Shakur.
Nah, he did for sure. He did. His style is going to be a problem for anybody just because the pressure and just standing in your face and throwing so many punches. But that's why I feel like that kind of fight with him and Lamont is going to be a toss-up fight because I don't know how Lamont going to deal with that, you know?
So all things considered, if you could have it your way, you'd love to get the winner of that in 26.
Yeah.
If something bigger doesn't come along.
Yeah, if I can't get Shakur after this, then yeah, I would love that. Yeah, to have that. Yeah, something like that.
Now, map out what for you would be a perfect 26 as far as how many times you want to get out there, type of fights you want. Because I'm sure, like heading into as soon as the year started, the wheels started rolling of exactly what you wanted to do this year, because you probably said, I want it to be bigger than 25.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, I say unifying with Navarrete in a couple months. And then, I would love to go on an undisputed run. But I done lost confidence in them guys, wanting to make them kind of fight. So that would be my perfect idea. Get Navarrete or Kakachi next, and then get the other or after that, and then go straight to 35. Clean up the division as far as the belts wise, and then, you know, go right up. But we'll see.
Has becoming undisputed become more of a complicated type of game just because of how long it takes to get everyone in the ring, and eventually you just run out of time and say, I'm just going to move up. I can't, waste 2-3 years chasing, all these guys.
Yeah, that's the big problem. These guys get the belts and then they wanna hide them and keep them. You know what I mean? So then they start taking, easy fights and fights that just keep them going. But I feel like that's where it comes in when it comes to undisputed in our division. Like everybody wanted to hang on to their own strap and fight Joe Blows and keep it going that way. Hopefully we could come together though. I mean, 130 never had an undisputed champion. Hopefully I can make history and be the first one before I get up out of here.
And in closing, May 30th, what could they expect from Shakur Foster when he gets in the ring with Ray Ford?
Oh, a total domination. From round one to whenever the fight ends. Like I said, man, he get too crazy, I'm going to put him in line. We ready? Houston, Texas. Man, y'all show up, pull up. If not, watch it online, and I'm going to put on a great performance.
And everybody, don't miss this fight. Just like he said, there's going to be some fireworks. This has been an episode of the Mr. Verzace Podcast. I want to thank Shakur Foster for joining me today. Remember to catch him in action May 30th. If you can't be there live at the Fertitta Center in Houston, Texas, watch it live and exclusive on DAZN.